Whew, man, guys, tell you what, that was one great weekend. I'm tired out and everything, but let me tell you what, I had a great time. Me and Luke went out fishing for the weekend, ice out fishing, but it went into early pre-spawn period really fast. This video is gonna show you the biggest bass that we caught, all the really big bass. We caught a total of 53 bass in 3 days, and this is ice out in a canoe. We were filtering through it. We caught probably half or more than half of those fish are 2 to 2 3/4 pound bass, which are very good fish. Don't get me wrong, very, very good fish. But we could not really find the females. Those were the big males. And then in the third day, we really figured out the females. I mean, the first day it seemed like they were moving to the back of the cove where the water was warmer, and we caught a couple there. And the second day, we couldn't really get into the females. We got one. And then the third day, oh boy, we found them. So guys, this is just going to be a quick video of the bigger fish that we caught, the 3 pound plus fish, which are very good fish for up north here, especially this early in the year when the water's still very cold and the bass are still very lethargic. After every time I show you, after every fish that we show you, I'm just going to give you a rundown of the baits that we use to catch them. But man, it was a great weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
KKJ.
With Killer Kustom Jig right inside of his mouth there.
With a rage cross. That's a trick.
Alabama craw.
Brad was telling me not to do it, and I said I'm doing it anyway because that's what I had on it at the time. So
we're gonna see how much he weighs. We'll get him back in the water. Take the tension off that line so it doesn't weigh more than it does.
That seems to feel like working. First time getting it out this year.
The scale?
Yeah. 3.3.
3.3 pounds, boys. So that's 4 bass in our well,
so
for nine and a quarter pounds.
9 1/4, yeah.
Let's go 9 1/4.
So,
I'm that KKJ.
KKJ.
Boy. Nice. Alright, guys. Now that fish you just saw that was caught by Luke was caught on a very, very specific lure to the time of year, I guess you could say. It was a Killer Kustom Jig. The jigs that we custom make, very high quality jigs. Just give us an email or check us out on Facebook at Killer Kustom Jigs or whatever. You can see all our information on how to get a hold of us if you want some of these jigs. But let me show you the color. The same color I was throwing for most of the weekend except for one time. It's an Alabama craw color. And why I say this is a specific lure for the time of year is because this time of year the bass are feeding on craws. They're feeding on craws because they have a lot of protein and they're a lot easier to, I guess you could say, catch than the bluegill. And they're in the areas where those bass are moving up, there's a lot more of them. As you can see, it was caught in Alabama craw, which is a very, very realistic craw color. Now this craw color is basically half green pumpkin and half a pumpkin with black flake kind of color, or pumpkin Dalmatian. Now this is a really, really effective color all times of year, but especially this time of year because it's really imitating a craw. The trailer he had on there was an Alabama craw colored rage craw. I don't have any with me right now, but that right there is basically the same as this, pumpkin with black flake on one side, then green pumpkin with black flake on the top. And it's just a regular Strike King Rage Craw. So guys, that's what he caught that fish on. The specific situation was the first hot spot that we found was a creek that had very deep water, close to very deep water, a point right on the outside of it, and then right inside that point was a little creek cove with all the wood and stuff in it. He just tossed that jig to the edge of a piece of wood, I guess you could say, or the end, closer to the middle of the cove, and bam, it was on from there, and that was the first big one we caught. New York Bass, I just got this nice 3.5 on a KKJ flipping jig, black blue. Reaction Innovations Hematoma colored sweet beaver as a trailer. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Engulfed it, and Luke just caught a 4.5 pounder on a black and blue chatterbait in the same spot. We gotta do this run again. I think we found where these females are sitting. I mean, that's definitely a female sitting right up, suspending over wood.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what it's looking like they're doing right now. So that's what we're talking about. This is what we're doing right here, boy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright, guys. So that really nice bass that you just saw was caught in the same cove as that last bass that Luke caught in that cove. It was caught on the same type of lure, just a different color. It was a Killer Kustom Jig, flipping jig, with that flipping head that stands right up, and it does not fall over. And I'll tell you what, this thing does not get snagged. I did not lose one jig in the wood there. Did not even, if I felt like it was snagged up, I just give it a pop and it'd pop right out because that head design. right there. Sorry for the lighting. Right there. See, and what really helped catch that fish, I believe, is the Reaction Innovation Sweet Beaver trailer. Now, it helped because this trailer does not have a lot of action. In that cold water, they don't want to see something with a ton of action because it just does not look as realistic. And this is in hematoma color. Reaction Innovation Sweet Beavers. I only have very few of these left from using them on my trailers very often, but it's basically a black blue with a little bit of purple fleck. Basically, what that fish was, it was in the back of that cove. I tossed into a tree, its branches in the water, and I caught a little dink. I caught a little guy, probably about 12 inches. The next flip, I tossed right back in there, and I caught that big female. I think with the really, really high temperatures rapidly brought the water temperature up, and maybe they were pairing up real in there, with that being one male and one female caught in the same spot. Maybe, but I can tell you what, after today, which is freezing cold and raining, they're not going to be doing that anymore. They're going to go back out to their wintering spots. But with that fish there, I just flipped it back in there and I ripped them out, and it was a real nice fish on the Killer Kustom Jigs. I'll leave my email in the description and where to check us out on Facebook with that flipping head. You guys got to get one. Even the Arky heads are great too. Instead of a football in deep water, get swimming, we can do anything with an Arky head also. But this weekend, that flipping head was key. Engulfed it, and Luke just caught a 4.5 pounder on a black and blue chatterbait in the same spot. We got to do this run again. I think we found where these females are sitting. I mean, that's definitely a female sitting right up, suspending over wood.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what it's looking like they're doing right now. So that's what we're talking about. This is what we're doing right here, boy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, that was a really nice bass that Luke just caught. That fish weighed in at like 3.8 or 3.9 pounds, almost 4. It was a really big bass. And let me show you what he caught that fish on, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how and why he caught that fish. So, with us catching all those males, we really were trying to figure out the females, and we learned that the females should be suspended over deep water, but here they were suspended over wood. And what Luke caught that fish on was a black and blue chatterbait, as you can see, black and blue. He's using a Z-Man trailer. This trailer is a Z-Man Elaztex swimming minnow, or just minnows. It's about a 2.5 or 3-inch trailer, and this thing does not break. It does not rip off, so you could use one of these for a whole season, unless like a pike bites the tail off or something. But anyway, he was either using this color, which is like smoking shad, with a little bit of red on the tail, because we really believe that they thought this was a crawfish, or with a gold or a black blade. In this case, Luke was catching it on a black blade. We believe that it was biting the black blade, and with the green pumpkin trailer better than the gold blade and the smoking shad trailer, because that imitates more of a craw. Craws do not have that flashy gold that a bait fish has. So the black color just gives that vibration off, and the black and blue imitates a craw, and that green pumpkin with red flake, which is called summer craw, really, really, really does imitate the craw moving through the water really quick, even though it's a swimming, like, minnow type trailer. When that thing's zipping by their face, they're like, ooh, look, a craw. And they were really feeding on this craw, so they were just smashing them. Luke probably caught 75% of his fish on a chatterbait over the weekend. And that was a really big one he caught, suspended over wood. Hey guys, I just got this beast, 3.5, 4 pounder. We're gonna weigh him on a little square bill, bring it over a tree, and all of a sudden the rod just loaded up and it was on. So that's what happened, guys. A little DB cross square bill by Strike King. They're really feeding on these craws. The choppers are red. They're just killing it. They're eating. But boy, the females are moving up on this stretch here. We caught a female yesterday. Luke did about the same size. So, thanks for watching. Hey guys, that fish you just saw, I'm really excited to talk about here. I really love catching fish on crankbaits. Any crankbaits that dive anywhere between 4 and 8 feet. I really like catching fish on those type of crankbaits. And let me talk about the crankbait and why and how I caught this fish. So, like I was saying, these fish are suspended over wood. The wood is mainly pieces of wood that have either fell in a deeper creek or in the middle of somewhat of a channel where there's really deep water close to the wood, and the wood falls into the deep water from the shore, and they were suspended over it. So I took my square bill. This is a DB Craw square bill by Strike King, 1.5. It's a really good color for this time of year because it imitates that craw with the red and orange, Orange belly, reddish orange back, brown back. Really imitates a craw very well. And I'm really excited to talk about this because it was a very, very, very fun fish to catch. The day before, this was yesterday that I caught that fish. Yesterday is when I really got on the females. But anyway, yesterday, I'm sorry, not yesterday. Sunday, the day before yesterday, I got onto a little pattern that they were liking these little square bills over the wood. So I basically cast the square bill out, and I just bring it over the wood real slow. So I just cast it out, and I just keep my rod tip up and reel about this pace right here, real slow. And I just feel the square bill just shimmying over the wood or whatever, and then you just feel it load up, and that big bass was right there. And as you can probably see in the video, that thing took it and saved my hand in its mouth. It was in its mouth sideways, all the hooks in them, and you just got it real good. And that's how you know they want the bait. So guys, that was a really nice fish on this square bill. And especially when you're fishing around wood, it's really important to have this parabolic action rod, because when those fish get that crankbait and the line's rubbing up against the wood, when it bites, you're really going to need that soft tip to allow the fish to eat it, so you can actually hook the fish. And the good thing about the winch is it's a little better than other cranking rods because you can actually pull the fish out of the cover, because it has a really good backbone past its parabolic, really soft action. So guys, try that out. Suspended females over wood this time of year with the craw-colored square bill. Oh guys, check out this beast, another big one today on a Killer Kustom Jig. Tossing in this really pretty water right up in this tree, and this guy cannot resist that Alabama craw, just pure craw colored with that really nice big bite bait trailer, and he could not resist it.
He's probably 3.5.
Let's see the weight we get on him.
Wait, let's get a good shot of the jig right there, Brad.
Take a picture of this.
I will.
At the end of this video.
There,
see that,
guys,
guys?
look at that. He just swallowed it. He just destroyed it. So, want to weigh him on video?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what he's got.
Oh, I gotta get this hook out. I'm probably gonna need pliers.
Here.
I need pliers.
I got pliers.
Pliers.
I got him right here.
Oh, boy.
Brad set the hook on him. He just flew through the air. He was airborne.
See how powerful a Veritas rod is, guys. Freaking rip this baby out of the water. Woo! I said pliers. You don't need pliers too often to take a hook out of a jig hook out of a
Unless it's a
fish.
Killer Kustom
Unless
Jig.
it's a Killer Kustom Jig.
Because you know
That's
he
all I'm
swallowed
saying.
it.
Oh my god.
Did you weigh him?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Oh boy. Ain't coming out.
Just weigh him, then we'll take it out after the video.
Nah, guys. Gotta watch me take the hook out of this fish right here.
Because that's what they're most interested in. Alright guys, this is how you take out a hook. This is how you take a Killer Kustom Jig out of a bass's mouth.
You don't, because they won't let go. That's why.
Got it?
No.
Guys, it's that heavy wire mustad hook. That's what it is.
Right up in there, too. Hardcore.
Finally.
Oh, there he is.
Alright, weigh him. Is it on?
Yeah, just turn it on.
Oh yeah, he's 3.5 easily. Hopefully it'll be like 3.7 or something. Might be. What we got?
Oh, turned off.
Get it?
Yep. Luke's scale needs some new batteries, guys.
Yeah, we just figured that out today. I've been weighing about 20 bass. She's getting
This is
tired.
number 20, actually.
Whoa. Exactly.
Come on, baby, keep going. Bigger than the other one.
What is it?
3.83. 3.83.
Oh man. Guys, that's a pig.
That's a pig, boy.
So, there we go, guys. Killer Kustom Jig bass. That's almost our Killer Kustom Jig record. Down by about 2 ounces. 0.2 pounds. So, Alright, guys.
Hey guys, that fish right there is going to conclude our very long video. So, let me start by telling you how I caught this fish. I'm really excited to talk about this because it was on that Alabama Craw Killer Kustom Jig with that really heavy duty hook and that big bite baits trailer. Now, I really like this Alabama craw because I already told you that it really imitates the craws this time of year, and that's what they're feeding on. With this fish, there was this channel with a laydown that was close to a secondary point. I flipped to the end of the lay down a couple times and no bites. Then I flipped again, and all of a sudden, thunk, set the hook and ripped him right out of that cover. That fish that you just saw, that close to 4-pound fish, when I set the hook, the thing flew out of the water. That shows you how strong these hooks are and how good a Veritas rod is. And if I did not do that, that would have got tangled up in there, and I probably would have lost him without this hook and this rod. Anyway, I was throwing this little Alabama craw, or flipping it, Killer Kustom Jigs. I've been throwing this for like 3 days, and as you can see, the head barely has any paint chips on it. Just that one little chip in the corner, and that's it. I've been throwing it for 3 days around rocks. And this hook right here, not phased one bit. Sharp, sticky sharp, still. And this weed guard, strong as ever. Strong, not even falling off, and still nice and soft, so that you can hook them fish. So you can hook that fish. Anyway, it was with this big bite bait trailer. Just the little clearance section at Dick's for these big bite baits, 5-packs for $1.50, for $1.50. It was just this interesting color, no name, but it's basically like a blue, like really dark bluish gray color swirled in with the pumpkin color with just a ton of flake. A little green pumpkin in there, just orange, green, blue, yellow, black, silver, all that flake in there. Just crazy color, but it really helped in that dirtier water to spice up our Alabama craw colored jig, which is unbeatable. So guys, that's how that fish was caught. Go and get yourself some Killer Kustom Jigs. I'll just leave my email in the description, my Facebook, well, not my Facebook, the company's Facebook, so you can check it out. Check out some of the jigs we have on there, and you guys can order some for yourself if you want. And one little tip, when you're fishing a jig, I kind of taught myself this, to bend that hook up just a little bit. As you can see with this, it's not very easy with the Killer Kustom Jigs. You really got to wrench on it with the pliers real hard. You got to pull straight back just a little bit, so that hook point up just a little bit, and you'll really hook more fish. And it actually seems to be a little bit more weedless for some reason. I don't know why, but it seems to be like that, and it does not get hooked on the wood too often. So guys, get yourself some Killer Kustom Jigs. Go out and catch some pre-spawn ice out toads, and go out there and you guys can catch some fish. Wish you luck.